Just Fake It Coming to LA podcast. Now here are your hosts, Nora and Maryna.
Hey everyone, this is Just Fake It podcast coming to LA, and here I am, Nora, with my beautiful co-host Maryna.
Finally, we're back all together, and we have a wonderful guest today. Do you want to introduce?
Of course, we have the hottest woman on earth, Richelle Ryan.
That's a big intro. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I'm so excited.
I know that the holiday traffic is really, really bad right now.
Yes, it is. It's terrible in LA.
But thank you so much for visiting. I know you drove maybe, I don't know, over an hour. I drove too today. But there was no obstacles to look as beautiful as we are.
Yes.
And I'm very happy to see you today here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. First and foremost, right, I just want to introduce you as one of the biggest star in adult industry, because you are. And you've been in this industry for quite a while, and you just became the name. And everybody's like, oh, Richelle Ryan, oh my God, you have so many fans. And I know how... I'm just so fascinated by your journey, and I was just wanted to know more about, like, when did you start? Why did you start? How did it happen? And what was the breakthrough moment for you?
Yeah, so I got into the industry in July 2006. I did my very first scene on my 21st birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was very fascinated by the adult film industry. I was working as a personal assistant, and I was stripping on the weekends just for like extra cash, because we all know college books, even renting them back in the day, was very, very expensive. And the club that I worked at, they would have porn stars come in to feature dance and headline. And I was so fascinated by these women because they were just beautiful and hot and making all this money. And I was like, wow, I want to get paid to have sex with hot men.
Okay.
And
It sounds really...
it sounds like the best job ever. So I just kind of started doing a lot of my research and looking at agents, and I knew that I would have to eventually make the move out to LA. I was living in Virginia. And so then I just found my way out to LA, running headfirst into the cock. And here I am almost 19 years later, which is kind of crazy to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So which year did you move to LA?
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
Wow. And then how was the, I don't know, first year in LA, right? Because it's
how
tough.
was it?
Yeah. It was interesting. I mean, I came from Richmond, Virginia, which it's the capital of Virginia. A very small city compared to LA, but the traffic was the biggest thing I had to get used to. I was like, oh my gosh, everywhere is at least 45 minutes. But now, I mean, I don't know how many people are now living in LA, and traffic is just horrible here.
Yeah, I believe we spend like over 2 weeks per year in traffic.
Yeah. I always ask when I'm making plans, I'm like, okay, where is it? What time? Because I have to factor in all the crazy traffic.
I was literally texting you. I was like, it's actually on the way. You told me like where you're going to be today. And I was like, it's on the way. Trust me. And then I was a bit late. But, coming to LA, our podcast, obviously, Just Fake It, coming to LA, meaning that sometimes, we have to fake situations because LA is known for being overly, fake.
Yeah.
But not necessarily in a bad way.
In a bad way.
Sometimes you have to fake confidence, or you have to fake that, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that, even though you have no idea what to do.
Right.
Did that happen to you?
No, because I feel like in the adult film industry, it's kind of like if you have a moving body and you're a pretty woman, you're working. But that was one of the things that I didn't like about living here. It was very pretentious, and I felt like everybody just kind of had a front and a story, and it was like I kept hearing the same story over and over. And I eventually found my way out to Vegas in 2013, and I love living in Las Vegas. I absolutely love everything about the city there. But it's nice to like come out here every now and then.
Yeah, just to stay in a bit of a traffic and go hiking. Your first year, especially in this industry, and we've known that lots of women are being mistreated or taken advantage of because, the industry itself is really tough to break in through. Like, it feels like, oh, anyone can do it, but I personally don't think anyone can do it.
Yeah.
I think you have to really have a strong stamina and the goals to achieve. And then, it takes some time to actually get to the level of being a star.
Absolutely, yes. You have to just have a good support system. You have to be very headstrong, and have goals and ambition. And I feel like, yes, there are some that may not, but I kind of had all that coming in. I researched the industry. I had my goals, and I was smart enough to know that when I got into the industry, it didn't matter if I sucked one dick or if I sucked 1,000 dicks. That is how people were going to view me. So I was going to make the absolute most out of being in this industry.
Okay.
And I wanted to tap into every single walk of life. And it wasn't until about, gosh, maybe like 2018 was when I kind of started to put my foot in the water a little bit with MILF content. Some companies didn't want to hire me because they're like, oh, you're not old enough. You don't look old enough yet and stuff. And then I'd say about the last 5 years, I've been on a real good run with shooting MILF content. And that's where it's been fun to me. And then also, God bless, OnlyFans and a lot of platforms that popped up, right before COVID too. That's been an absolute blessing.
When did you join OnlyFans?
So my webmaster that started my website back in 2006, he, all of us women and men, had individual websites, and kind of porn is just kind of like, why reinvent the wheel? It was working. And so I think it was back in like maybe 2017 or 18. I can't remember the exact year. But my webmaster, he was like, oh, there's this new platform. It's going to take over everybody's websites. It's called OnlyFans. And there was like a couple of us, we were like, that's not going to work. But it was just because we all were so used to having our own individual websites. We shot content. We shot content a different way. And it just made money. And that's just what was working for everybody in the industry back then. And I was like, what's this OnlyFans thing? It's not going to work. Well, what I didn't know is he was slowly releasing my content and putting it on OnlyFans. And he already had my content. He was my webmaster. He was, allowed to do that. And he was actually the first one to bring it here to America. And so then I started seeing the money rolling in, and I was like, okay. And so then, it was just, I think what it was is on our own individual websites, we didn't have like a chatting feature where we could chat all day and stuff. Like the fans could email us, or write us letters. Yeah. There wasn't like the chatting feature and stuff. And then OnlyFans has changed the game a lot because it's more of that girlfriend type experience content. That's what the fans crave. They crave that one-on-one attention that they can have with their favorite adult star.
They crave interaction.
Yeah, they get that, but they get that girlfriend experience that they never got like on our personal websites. They're getting the video of like, hey babe, good morning, no makeup, no nothing. We didn't shoot content like that for our websites. When we were shoot days, it was like, okay, I'm going to do solos. I'm going to do a girl, a boy girl, and, maybe like a shower video at the end of the day, something like that. So it's definitely changed the game a lot.
But the requests, like custom requests on OnlyFans, do you think they are way different? Like what kind of requests do you usually would get from the fans?
What I usually get on my OnlyFans is just a lot of like stepmommy content. I kind of like stay in my little lane with stepmom stuff, and I like to be over there.
What's the weirdest request you ever got?
I've had some weird ones, or just stuff that I shouldn't say weird. I don't want to kink shame anybody.
No kink shaming.
No kink shaming over here. I've just had off the wall ones, like a guy wanted me to wear like this Angora fur and smash pies in my face. I had another guy that wanted me to pee in a cat box. Just weird stuff. But majority of my stuff is like booty twerking and stepmommy.
Oh,
I love being the stepmommy.
Like a dominant.
The cougar.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to the industry and the question that is, I'm very curious about how competitive is the environment there? Because I know like in a film industry, right, it's pretty competitive. How about in adult film industry? Is everybody nice to each other, or is there like still competition and people are trying to like push around?
A little bit. I never really saw that. I just kind of stayed in my lane and just did my thing. And I was just so focused on me, myself, and my goals that I didn't really care what anybody else was doing. So I just never really paid attention and just kind of stayed focused to me and what I had going on. And, I'm just grateful and love where I'm at.
No. What about the I know for the men and for women, it's very different in the industry. Like sometimes you think for men, like we're talking about the Johnny Sins, right? For example, he's so famous at this point, and I know you've shot with him too, and I've asked these questions before. Like, what do you think was the best scene you had? Like, what kind of part? Was it a girl and girl? Was it boy and girl?
It's probably one that I shot fairly recently, about a year ago. It was a boy girl. It was with Ethan Seeks and Chris Lockwood for Bang Bros. And it was just super hot scene. Just everything about the day was just like flowing right. Like I loved my hair and makeup. I loved the bikini they had me in. The guys were vibing good. Like it was just all good vibes. And it was definitely probably one of my hottest scenes. Yeah, and they're still two of my favorite guys to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question, but when you have a bad day, that happens, right? Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
How do you get yourself into the mood that you have to go and you have to shoot anyway, you have to work? Do you have like a routine, or how do you cope with that?
I don't really have a lot of bad days. I have like stressful days is what I call them. But I kind of live my life in a lot of gratitude. I'm very grateful for what I do. I'm grateful my eyes blink open in the morning, my feet touch the ground, and that I can move my body and do this job. And that's what I think of. Okay. I'm just like, wow, like I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful where I'm at in this moment. And, I think of that. And then, I'm really connected with my fan base. I love chatting with my fans. They motivate me. I don't even like calling them fans. I like calling them my friends. Okay. And I'm really active on socials, and I like intertwining all my circles. Like when I feature dance and my fans come out, I'll introduce them to like other guys that are out there to see me, and sometimes they'll become friends. And I love that. I love seeing everybody all my circles intertwining and working together and being friends.
Did you ever give a chance to the fans to interact with you in person?
Like in a scene?
No, not just a scene, but like meet
like
with
a fan
them,
meeting?
Like a fan meeting, or just going on a date with somebody from the fan base.
I feel like some of the guys I have dated were fans. I feel like some of them were fans.
All the guys are fans. Come on.
Yeah. I feel like some of them have been fans. But yeah, I mean, I feature dance. I do conventions. I'm still very active with that. I thrive when I'm just kind of out and about. Like I need that to like refill my cup. I love being out and just, when I get to feature dance and be on stage and dance in that moment and just see my fans and, just meeting them and get to talk to them. It's like I talk to them on social media, but then I get to see them in person. It's great. And,
I want to see your dance one day.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. Well, I think following question would be probably is, well, I know that dating must be a tricky one for you because you're famous.
Yeah, dating is a bit challenging in the industry. I will say that.
Okay.
I just want to know, like, for example, for you to trust a person or a man who approaches you, got to be very careful, right?
Absolutely.
Like you have to be. It's lots of sensitivity there. And how the process? How does it even work?
Oh gosh, yeah. It's dating is very it's very challenging because men are very alpha and territorial. So in my personal experience, that any man that has ever met me, I'm honest and I tell them everything up front. And sometimes they're like, "Oh, I'm cool with it," and then feelings start to develop. You start to fall in love, and then they just kind of want to clip your wings. Yeah. And that was something that I was never okay with because going back to when I got into the industry at 21 years old, I knew like I'm going to make the most out of this industry. It's this industry or nothing because I can't go in and be a real estate agent. And also you're 80% unhireable to the general workforce once you do adult film work. You can't go be a first responder or a teacher or, nobody's going to take you seriously. Okay. So why not, once you've been in this industry, just make the most and make the most money out of it. I'm not going to let anybody clip my wings. It's going to be on my own terms when I'm ready to walk away. And I'm having too much fun now. But as far as dating, I've always been very honest and just kind of told them. And I have a pretty good radar. I can always detect like who's a creeper, who's a weirdo, who's a fanboy. And it definitely takes a lot of dates, a lot of getting to know you and all the things before you're allowed back to the cougar den.
Wow. Okay. But when you were starting off, when you were 21, did you really think about, oh, well, this industry is going to be the only one because I'm not going to do anything else?
Yeah.
You like certainly knew.
Yeah.
At such a fairly early age.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be so
I
confident.
researched it though a lot. Like I was just like, if I do this, I have to go all in.
Do you think, well, I can for sure say that you did it so consciously. You've prepared yourself. You
Yeah.
did it with the research, as you said. But there are so many girls and guys who come and go.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think that it's very quick money what you can make in this industry. It's fast, quick, easy money you can make. And whenever like I meet men and women and guys are like, oh, I can do this job and I could, or girls are like, oh, I just want to make some quick money and stuff. And I'm like, you better think about this. Like go keep stripping and make quick money that way. And you know what I mean? Before you dive into it. And now it's a blessing. Now you can be a content creator and you can do things on your own terms before diving headfirst. And before you take the plunge.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think a lot of people just don't think of the consequences. They just want quick, easy money.
I don't think they even know about the consequences.
Yeah.
They might not know when you're 20 years old. I
Yeah.
mean, you were smart. You were
Yeah.
smart. You went to college, but imagine the girl like coming like from another state, smaller state.
Yeah.
And she's pretty and she thinks that's all what's necessary to succeed.
Yeah. And God bless OnlyFans and so many of the platforms because there's so many ways you can, create content and make money. And yeah, it's amazing now. We didn't have all that back in 2006. Let me just say, we didn't even have Instagram. We had MySpace. We didn't have Twitter. We had
The first
MySpace.
friend, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom was your friend.
Yes, exactly. He was in my top 8. He was in my top 8.
So another question probably leading to the conversation. I always ask this question, everybody, no matter what industry they're in, because I feel like what you do is who you are. Mm-hmm. It kind of correlates and not everybody have a chance or a luck to kind of step into their passions and desires right away.
Yeah.
But for you, you're very confident that it was your thing. Do you think you did it back then more for money or because you actually like the industry, you like the dynamics of it?
I loved everything about the industry from what I saw in that moment. The club that I was working at had a lot of porn stars that would come feature dance. And then it was basically like the way I looked at it was being a rock star without a guitar.
That's so cool.
It literally a rock star without a guitar and you're getting glammed up, you're wearing sexy outfits, you're getting paid to have sex with hot men. I was like, absolutely, sign me up. But then, the way that I look at it now too is porn is such a stepping stone for other avenues, especially in this day and age. I mean, it's 2024. It's insane. Like you need to build up your resume so that way you can go out and feature dance and be able to go to the conventions and be able to, do certain things. And it's beautiful. It's really great. I'm glad that I made my name when I did. I will say that.
It is much harder because even OnlyFans, the market is so saturated right now, right? As I was saying before. So you were saying that back then in 2006, it was just easier than now for the girls.
Yeah. Girls coming in now, oh my groceries. They're having to do all the things.
Yeah, following on social media.
Yeah.
The scenes with the famous guys, girls, just to make sure that they get the visibility.
For sure.
And then it's very hard to set up. And yeah.
You have to do some crazy stuff or whatever to go viral and just all the things where now I'm just kind of like, oh, Lord. I mean, I still have to do those things. Don't get me wrong. But I'm glad that I've kind of established and built my name when I did.
Is it hard to break through right now? Is it harder?
I don't know because I'm not really like in those shoes. But, I do see a lot of the girls. They're just, doing lots of things to go viral and so, but I do think it's great because performers can make money other ways than having just to, shoot wild and crazy scenes for the companies. They could just do it on their OnlyFans and content creation and
Interesting.
Nice.
But, well, I've, since we've known each other for quite a while, even though it was more virtual and we've touched some businesses we're not going to talk about. But no, we're not promoting, but we're promoting AI too, right? So right now it's not just OnlyFans, but also AI space there.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the creators nowadays, there are so many, avenues they can step into.
Yeah.
But the problem is to be seen. The
Yeah.
attention of the fans, traffic is the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to fight for it, especially nowadays,
Yeah.
and it's going to get even worse
Yeah.
because there are more people coming.
And it's also hard work because you constantly need to post content. And it's
Content.
work.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes. Yeah.
So how do you think your fans who were with you, let's say in 2006 who started, and then now it's the same people, or it's more of a...
I still have a few day ones that have stuck around.
right.
That have seen me evolve over the course of almost 19 years. And definitely a lot of new ones. Shooting MILF content has definitely created a whole brand new fan base. They weren't even born pretty much when I started. So it's great. And I love it. I love the 20-year-old guys, and I can relate to them, and I can relate and talk to my audience, and it's great.
Wow. So I know that, I mean, MILF content and MILF, the whole category is very popular right now.
Oh, yeah.
I know trans and
always
MILF.
popular.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. How would I know? I didn't know, but it's fascinating because even the younger girls, as you said before, like you want to step into the MILF category because it's so popular, but then you're young and you're too young for that, so
Yeah.
you had to wait.
And
But-
porn loves a good label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they love a good label. They want you teen, hot girl, MILF.
Is there a certain age when you enter the MILF category?
So I tried to at like 32, and then they were saying they're like, oh, you're not old enough and you don't look old enough. I was in that very weird middle category where a lot of women do get stuck in, where you're just like the hot neighbor or the hot, stepsister, where it's like you don't have a teen body, but you don't look like a MILF. You're just like the hot girl.
Okay.
And that's a very tough, middle ground place to be stuck in.
So it's either very young, like a teen, or a MILF, and
Yeah.
something in between. It's just a limbo.
Oh, yeah, it's tough.
That's so interesting.
It is, though.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
we're in the limbo, Maryna.
Yeah.
The only way we have is to become MILFs.
Wait,
ASAP.
Does it exist for guys as well, or guys are just
No,
like whatever?
they're
You're
just-
a guy.
I mean, there are young guys that look
Yeah.
very young, which they do love that now because they're pairing them with the MILFs. And then there's the DILFs, which
Okay.
I obviously don't work with the DILFs.
What is DILF?
Dad, I'd like
know?
to fuck. And sometimes they'll be on.
Dad, I like to.
Yeah, sometimes they'll be on set. I'll see them, like the DILFs. And then there's just like, the studs, like the Johnny Sins.
It's like the horse.
yeah.
It's always easier for them.
Yeah, totally.
You don't think so?
I mean, it depends. I feel like when you made your name, yeah. But at the same time, when you're still climbing, I feel like, they inject certain things to be hard, all the time. And look, it's also their lifespan in the industry shorter if they,
Well,
these injections they do to penis. Like when they inject their penises to
Oh,
be,
yeah.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
gosh, that's so dangerous. And so many guys are doing that
especially
now.
the
Really?
ones who are trying to break into the industry. They do.
Yeah, because it's if your first day on set as a male performer, men have the hardest job in the industry. We already have the most vulnerable job in the world, but men have it the hardest. They have to be able to keep their dick hard in front of an entire crew. They have to be able to last long, and if they fail their first scene, then word's going to get around. Nope, he failed on my set. Okay, well, he's not going to get booked. So if he does get a second shot, it's now the pressure's really on him. So a lot of them do resort to go into the needle, and it's sad because some of them are 20 years old coming in the industry using the needle. Like their dick's not going to work when they're 30.
Yeah.
It's sad. It really is.
I
Yeah.
heard that too. Because for lots of men, if you think about it, to even get hard, like one-on-one with women, sometimes they can't, right? Like if you think about it.
If
like
he's nervous or
if
something.
he's nervous
right?
or something,
Nervous,
right?
and then there's just a lot of pressure too on set, just so many people
Yeah.
and timing and just everything. And then even if they were to like nibble on a little bit of Viagra, like especially young guys, they already have so much high testosterone
yeah.
that the Viagra is not going to do anything. They could take like a 200 milligram Viagra and it's not going to do anything for them. So a lot of them just do resort to shooting up with a needle because it's guaranteed it'll work. And companies love hiring the guys that do.
I personally think, and I'm pretty sure you would agree with me, like I feel like for you as a star in adult entertainment, you have the very devoted fans, the people who love you. But there are also people who would just sometimes say a negative comment towards you. Did that ever happen to you?
Oh yeah, I think everybody in the industry, if you're on the internet, you're getting a negative comment.
Yeah, haters.
I mean, yeah. If you're on the internet, you're getting a negative comment. I don't know. I kind of let it fuel my fire. I don't care. I'm like, whatever.
I mean, haters bring the algorithms up. Right?
Yeah, that too. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like sometimes maybe in the beginning of the career, it might just like hurt a bit.
I didn't really see a lot of it because all we had was MySpace. Twitter didn't really come around till,
Again, you did it in the right time.
Yeah, like Twitter didn't really come around till 2009. I mean, I would get fan mail sometimes when I would feature dance because I feel like that was the only way that you could really meet and talk to an adult film star was you'd have to show up to a convention, a dance gig, mail, like actual letters to like P.O. boxes. And, I would get some weird fan mail when I was on dance gigs, like, Jesus pamphlets, like you need God and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, God forbid that, I do porn, but then I'm also a Christian, that's just so hard for some people to wrap their head around.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I would get stuff like that. And then, people write stuff on the internet and whatever. And I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. Like, who has time to do that? Like, how miserable are you to like take the time to like write a shitty comment?
I mean,
Right? You care
I'm
enough.
too busy with what I have going on. I'm like, I don't even know.
Oh my
all
God.
right. Now coming back to devoted fans.
Yeah.
And I know that, like I've heard that when you're on OnlyFans, for example, there are like really, really loving fans who give you great presents.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to know.
And I'm pretty sure you received some coolest presents from your fans.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I had like a fan send me a Rolex, but it was so ugly.
Oh my goodness.
I was like it wasn't like a nice one. I was kind of like, eh. I mean, it was still a Rolex, don't get me wrong. And I knew how much the price tag on it was. But I was like, dang, like, I'm not even really like a big jewelry girl. Like, I mean, look, I have nothing on. So I was just kind of like, But, I've had, what I really love is when some of my guys will send flowers when I feature dance, or like really thoughtful gifts. Like one thing that my fans know is I always wear slippers or socks. Even if I'm in like a hotel room where there's carpet, I always have slippers, socks on my feet.
Me
I
too.
don't like walking around with like bare feet. And recently one of my fans, he got me these like custom Tempur-Pedic slippers with French bulldogs on them because I have two Frenchies. And I thought that was really cute. And then he got me like a customized hat and I love really thoughtful gifts like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
cute.
sweet.
Yeah, that was cute.
Well,
I think all of us women, we love stuff like that. We love it when men put forth effort. Like, even I dated a guy, going back to the dating thing, I dated a guy and he was younger. He was, like 16 years younger than me.
Okay.
And and he like, was just an Uber driver just making his way. And he would like pick flowers for me and like write me little like handwritten notes. And I just thought that was so cute. Yeah.
That was romantic.
I know.
these are romantic.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta ask the question because I'm not the person of numbers, but Maryna knows. I always love this question.
She loves it. Go ahead.
The whole time in the industry for you was pretty lucrative. You are a star. Let's not forget and hide that fact. You are a star.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've done OnlyFans since the beginning, and you've done all the adult films since 2006. So, and now you have I'm pretty sure you have your house, and everything is set up for you because it was important for you financially.
Yeah.
Do you have investments? Do you see yourself as an entrepreneur at this point?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have made it this far if I didn't. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
But I won't talk finances. I barely tell my CPA the truth. Barely tell my CPA the truth.
CPA, they shouldn't know much, but
Yeah. Right.
it's great that you've been so smart because sometimes other creators, other models I know, they didn't save, or like something just, that
They
happens.
just blew everything
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And I think a lot of it is, coming into this industry, it's like you want to live that rock star life, and like going back to it's quick, easy money. They can go on set, they can make a couple grand, and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to go to, Catch, and I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to go buy a Louis Vuitton, and, then go to the club afterwards. And then that $2,000 is gone, and then they forget that they have to pay their agency fees on that. They have to pay taxes on that. Depending on what tax bracket you're in, you could be paying 37% in taxes on that money. And so I think just having a good CPA, a good financial advisor, and just good people in your corner, just kind of advising you and stuff. Yeah.
I also have a following question. Like, lots of people have this idea of like, oh, like everybody probably is using drugs or whatsoever, and such and such. And I always tell people, like, if you want to be successful in any business, in anything you want, you gotta have a discipline.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think was for you? Because I know you're such a healthy person.
Yeah.
But I know lots of people in the industry, they get lost in this darkness.
Yeah.
So could you just tell me, like, because I've known there is one star who I think she died accidentally, maybe last year or this year. I forgot her name.
Aww.
And how often did that happen in the industry?
It's sadly very common, and it's extremely sad. And I do think that there are a lot of lost souls that do find their way into this industry, but I've always had a good support system around me, and all that stuff, it never interested me. Like, I saw so many girls, even when I was dancing at the club, doing it, and then they're just miserable, they're hungover, they look haggard. This may come surprising to a lot of people, and I've shared it on many podcasts, but I'm like, I've never done a drug in my life. Like,
You've
I've
never
tried
done a
weed.
drug in your life?
Never. Like,
Not
I've tried marijuana, but I don't know if we could call that a drug. 'Cause
It's legalized in California.
Yeah, it's like legalized. It's recreational, stuff like that.
I'm just
And I'm
kidding.
not knocking people that smoke weed. By all means, burn it up. It's just not for me. It just
Light it
made
up. Let's
it
bake
made
it.
me just very sluggish and lazy, and I don't know. I wake up, my life every day, I wake up with a purpose. And I mean, even on like what some may call like a Sunday, it's your lazy day. I'm like, oh no, I have my hit list. I'm setting myself up for the week, actually like a couple weeks ahead of time. And I always have boom, 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 a million things going on. And I just want to grow and be better. I don't even have time to nurse a hangover. I recently kind of did have a little bit of a miserable Sunday because I went to the Marine Corps ball, and I was
saw
thinking,
the picture.
yeah, and I was like, oh, I could keep up with these Marines. Yeah, right. Drinking tequila and champagne. And I kind of did have a bit of a slow moving kind of Sunday.
you
But
look
that's
nice.
as far as it gets. I'm too old to be nursing
Richelle,
hangovers.
you look
Nice.
You looked so nice next to those Marines. The Marines were super cute.
I
saw
know.
So can we talk about it a
the
little
men
bit?
in uniform.
Yeah.
Come on, it's my biggest crush.
I
Right? Do you like men in
know.
uniforms?
Mine too.
So yeah, I want to know. So like basically they send you invite, right?
I'm very open about my support for our military. God bless our military first and foremost. Our freedom is not free, and I've come from a big military family, first responders. So I just have a very huge appreciation, and I do a lot for our military and first responders. Actually, last year, Veterans Day weekend, I was on a dance gig, and I donated like all my earnings Saturday night.
Stop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I donate to Coda Vets. It's a charity that's really close to my heart, nonprofit, and they're donating to veterans that are in crisis. And it's very sad that the way that a lot of our veterans that have served this country are treated. They're homeless out on the street right now.
Yeah.
They can't even eat.
Yeah.
Our veterans, and that really it really disturbs me and really upsets me. So I do as much as I can for our military members and stuff like that. But so I think a lot of my fan base, they know that I love and support the military, and they always want me to go to the Marine Corps ball. I've been invited to many first responder balls. I was actually invited to a really cool one in DC, but unfortunately I couldn't make it all the way across the country. I had prior commitments because I wish I could go to all of them. I think it'd be a great experience.
We'll come with Maryna next time.
Yeah, I know. I want to go to the Navy, they share their ball with the Marine Corps.
The Navy.
Yeah, I love some seamen.
I mean, listen, the men in uniforms, as I said prior, right? The men in uniform have been always my biggest crush.
Yeah. Especially Marines. They're so sexy. Like their blues are just the best. Yeah. The Marines, they have the best blues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, Richelle, I mean, you're just like getting me into this like mode. I remember, because I'm also coming from a family like partly the military, and I just grew up with that, and I know how hard it is for them. Even though people just hate on them so much and on certain things, just like people hate on certain people or industries. I always say there's no white or black. There is no right or wrong. There is humanity, first of all. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
And what I think connects us sitting here in the studio, like Maryna, she's from Ukraine, I'm from Kazakhstan. Yeah. You're from here, but
Kazakhstan.
We all get you didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah, and what connects and why we call this podcast Just Fake It Coming to LA, it's because everybody faces something. Like nobody is like perfect. We see, especially social media now. It's all perfect. I live the perfect life. Honestly, no, nobody's perfect. And we're going through so much, I'm sorry for my language, shit in the beginning, during the living here, especially in the big city. Yeah. And the fact that we're sitting here and we're talking about the support of the military or the ideas we're supporting, right? Or where our heart is lays pretty much. That's important. And I really, really appreciate the fact that you're really helping the military. You have something you believe in. And I'm so grateful for the people who are passionate about it. Yeah. And that you donated your all, money to the cause.
Yeah, all the time. That's great. Do. And then Christmas, I always do like a big donation and stuff like that, and always around the holidays. But it's just something every, all throughout the year, that's just kind of how I am. And that's something that's really close to my heart. So
it's very interesting. As I said, like,
I'm like their first lady.
You are.
I'm the first lady.
I mean, girl, you're having the best parties with the hottest men in the country. The youngest, the hottest.
I love it.
The strongest.
The masculine.
Yeah. I had fun at this past Marine Corps ball that I went to, but yeah, I should have known better thinking I could keep up with a bunch of Marines drinking.
I think you did. I think you showed them a good time.
I didn't hang with them. They were knocking back some tequila, and then I kind of felt it the next morning. I was like, whew.
I think they felt it.
But it was got up to mama.
They must have felt very lucky to be at the ball with you.
Yeah. My guy that brought me did. And it was kind of funny too, because he was 22 at the time. He just turned 23.
23.
He just turned 23 a couple weeks ago, and
happy belated birthday, the luckiest guy
happy
on
belated birthday.
Yeah,
and
if you're watching us.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because when he invited me, I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "You better ask your sergeant," and he was like, "I did. They want to meet you." I was like, "Okay."
Who would say no?
I was just like, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything like that. And he was like, "You're not going to get me in trouble." I was like, "You better ask." And then I told him, I was like, "You better ask your mom too, because I'm pretty close to your mom's age." I was like, "You better tell your mom you're inviting me." And he was like, "She doesn't care." I was like, "Okay." And his mom's Colombian, and I was like, "Ooh, she's either gonna love me or hate me." Like, Colombian women are feisty. And he was like, "No," he was like, "She's happy." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's so cute.
So
Yeah, he's a cutie.
As long as I want to talk more about the young Marines who are 22, 23.
I'm sorry, I'm just
something is excuse me. Anyway, younger Marines, I hope you're watching us, because we're having Richelle Ryan, and there are also two cute girls sitting next to her. Hello. As long as I want to talk about them, I like to ask people about their goals and plans. And I know you're a very driven person.
Yeah.
You surprise me every single time. Your response, like the way you respond, the way how you're business savvy.
Thank you.
How professional you are, and how strong you are. Like you never tried drugs. You're like always on point. Even on Sunday, you are check.
Yeah. Always going.
Check mark on the list. Always going. So much energy. So much great presence.
Yeah.
And this, for sure, is the base for long-term success.
Yeah.
And where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 20 years?
Well,
like a job interview. It's like a job interview.
Yeah, for sure. I'm enjoying right now being in front of the camera. I'm still enjoying that, but I have been very lucky that I've been able to co-produce. I co-produced a feature film that I was in for a company in the industry, and I've been having some conversations with them about having a more social media presence, and I think that they kind of want to see me doing some stuff behind the camera. I dabbled in it a little bit when I co-produced, and it's a lot of stress. I don't know if I'm ready for all of that now because I have a whole lot of stress with all the irons in the fire that I have going. But I definitely do think down the road that would be something that I would like to dive into a little more, is producing and just kind of being behind the camera, because it is fun to me, but it's hard when you have to also be talent too. There's a lot of stress, and then I'm like, oh, now I got to go perform. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. You have to take care of everybody and then of yourself.
And then I got to go do my part. So I want it where I can be behind the camera and just do what I need to do. So that'll be a project for down the road one day. But yeah, I'm still enjoying. I just launched my Doc Johnson mold of my lady parts. That was something that was on my 7-year goal list that I hit, that I'm really proud of. So
7-year goal.
Yeah.
That far. You're literally setting your goals that far.
Yeah. Well, it was like literally 6 years ago, and here we are where it was like now it's coming to life. And that was something that I was really proud of, because I really was kind of kicking down doors to make that one happen. So seeing it just kind of come about now, it's like, wow, man, this is great. So
I mean, yeah, we can put the promo link here.
put it in.
Yeah, we'll just, by the way, we're gonna put the promo link, and for the best comment, we may be actually gonna give a present to one of the subscribers, right? Why not?
They all gonna comment now.
Yeah, no, for real. If you guys give us the best comment, we should create a comment. Like, what kind of best comment would you want to do for like people who are watching us, the fans? And then I'm gonna show you and then we'll all choose question or a comment. What do you think?
A question. Okay, I don't know if I can think of a question right now. Comment Cougar.
Comment Cougar, yeah. Come up with a really, really fun, sexy comment.
Yeah.
For this episode, the whole episode maybe, right? Or a particular topic.
Yeah.
What should we do?
We'll think of something.
We'll think of something, yes. But the comment, for sure, comment us down below. And then for the best comment, we'll definitely give you something spicy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Right?
like that.
Do we promise?
Yeah.
We for sure promise.
Yeah. Pinky promise.
Pinky promise, guys. Pinky. Anyway, Richelle, there is so much I would love to ask you, and Maryna too. We're very fascinated to have you today in the studio.
Thank you so much for having me, you guys. I appreciate it.
So fun.
No, I mean, you're so busy, but I'm so happy that you actually, came by, and I'm very happy to know you. You're such a bright soul.
Thank you.
Such an energetic soul, and
Thank you.
We're just very
and you
delighted.
have such an amazing energy. You just
Thank
charged
you.
us all here.
Thank you. Good. That's what I like. I think, it's important to, give back and motivate others and stuff like that. So that's always a huge thing for me too.
You do have this guiding energy, like motherly energy. Like I would even, feel that.
It's rubbing off.
It is. I'm being manipulated, guys.
I love
it. Young Marines, I understand you now, because even I am, who also has blessings.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Just like manipulated and falling in love with Richelle.
I love it.
I love it too.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's one more thing.
Yes.
One more thing. Because the podcast is called Just Fake It for a reason.
Oh,
We're going
gosh.
to ask one question.
Oh.
Did you ever...
Fake it.
Yeah, all the time. Are you kidding?
All the
All
time?
the time. Not all the time.
Not all the time, guys. It's a joke.
Yeah, like
but-
maybe 7 out of 10 I'm faking it.
I love you, Richelle.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real and just fake it.
Love it. Keep it real, just fake it. And on this beautiful note, here with us was the star, Richelle Ryan, on Just Fake It podcast, coming to LA. Maryna.
All right, we're brought to you by Invoice Media, guys.
Voice
And
your passions.
yes, we love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.